Hey, No Brains, No Headache listeners. You can find every episode on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Episodes are available to watch on YouTube, where you can subscribe, like, and comment on each episode. Make sure to follow No Brains, No Headache on your favorite social media platform for up to date news, clips, and poorly timed jokes. Now let's get into this week's episode.
No brains, no headache. That's the way I like it. Turn my worries into jokes. Set them on fire while we light it. No brains, no.
What up, y'all? It's episode 306. Matt's wearing a Toy Story shirt. Happy to be here. Damn glad to do so. For yet another show. No brains, no headache. My co-host already said his name. The man in the Toy Story t-shirt. Confidant, longtime friend. I'm sorry. You go. Your show. Your show.
Oh, I thought you were done talking. I went to the dentist today. My name is Matt Cleary, and I was leaving the dentist, and all I told her about was I'm going to the lake next week. And as I'm leaving, she's like, "Have fun at the lake," and I'm just like, "You too." Stop, turn around, look at her, and she goes, "Me too." And I was like, "Yeah, I gotta go," and just left.
I gotta get out of here. Go drive myself into oncoming traffic.
Yeah.
But hey, we are back for another show. I'm going to be your host. Jordan Weichels, the name. Happy to be here. Damn glad to do so. I think we got a real doozy lined up for you. Took a little bit of a break. Hope everybody was okay with that decision. I feel it's like herding cattle. They get a little spooked, You post an episode for a year straight. You take a week off. Everyone just gets a little out of whack. They're like, I don't feel right, man. I don't got my no brains, no headache. It's okay. There's only 300 other goddamn episodes to listen to if you truly need your fix. Who are we kidding? I'm doing a lot of hand motions. If you're watching on YouTube, you'd see that. I'm doing a karate chop. I got to stop that. But I thought I was going to find it along the way somewhere there. I don't know where I'm at right now.
Well,
Matt,
if you
go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, took a little bit of a break, but if you were on having a great time on the 4th of July and you're like, "Man, I really wish there was a new episodes of No Brains, No Headache out this week," look deep inside yourself and find new hobbies, because my God, some of us need a break. Good factory reset. We're coming back as strong as possible. I'm actually excited to record an episode for the first time in like a week. So, I'm gonna give it my all this week. I got a haircut, went to the dentist, got a new Toy Story shirt. Things are looking up.
Wow, good. Maybe that's why I've been so low. We have to have a certain balance on this show, and I'm happy to do it, and I'm happy to hear that you're doing well. So that's just great, grand, good. Rub it in a little bit more. No, I just assumed everyone would have been hungover till about midweek after the 4th. At least we have all of our fingies.
Yeah. I mean, baby steps. Didn't light off any fireworks. I was
didn't light off a single firework.
I'll get into it a little later, but I was watching the World Cup soccer game with Big Zach at Buffalo Wild Wings this week, and after his third beer, he's like, "Yeah, I'll just do a water." I'm like, "Oh, you're done drinking?" He's like, "I'm not downplaying this, but in the last 10 days, I have easily had over 100 Bud Lights."
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta throw up the white flag.
Yeah.
Just hey, you know what? Okay. And I think sometimes you got to take the little break just to really cherish what you have in front of you when you do have a, nice, cold, refreshing, light, domestic tap beer. 450 happy hour. You had about 7. Time to pump the brakes a little bit. And that's okay. Hope everybody had a good 4th. Matt, what were you saying about the 4th and then the fireworks?
Oh, if you're listening to No Brains, No Headache on the 4th of July,
yeah,
dig deep. Look inside
that's just
yourself.
American. That's just
go pretend. I
think you're a cold-blooded American if you're doing such a thing. You're like, you know what I want to do on the 4th to celebrate this country's 250th birthday? I want to listen to the 2 most ridiculous, perhaps dumbest people I know. And kudos to you. Salute.
Yeah. But yeah, America 250 was out, and I did send this to you. Uh, they did an internet poll where they do like a word smash where they're like, "What's America 250? What should we be celebrating?" And they sent it out to like hundreds of thousands of people, and they got back, and then they like word mashed it and put everything onto a picture of the United States. And like obviously the biggest ones are George Washington, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, Abraham Lincoln. But some of the stuff that we're celebrating America 250 on the outskirts of it are quite hilarious. Like or even close to the middle, like Tom Hanks's name is bigger than JD Vance, who is the vice president of the United States. Um there's just a
Wayne the
lot of
Rock Johnson. I hate this. Why did you send this to me?
I don't know. You know what we should be celebrating
This
for
is just a
America?
bunch of names.
Yeah. You know what we should be
Jesus. At least Jesus made the
yeah.
list.
We should be celebrating Miss Rachel
You know, I didn't.
Ryan Reynolds, who is pretty famously Canadian.
Okay, they do have Gary Sinise there, Lieutenant Dan. Salute. Does it just say child right next to George Washington?
Yeah, there's there's a lot of weird ones on there.
Captain America. Which one? I want to know. You
know, does that just say hose? Oh, it says Kobe.
This says black woman. Not women, black woman.
If you look at the state of Michigan, it goes in order: Jay Leno, Canadian, Lady Gaga, Celine Dion, something I can't read.
I didn't think having Barack Obama's name just in large letters front and center would upset me as much as it is.
Well, if that doesn't upset you, we're celebrating Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, is this just who
My
did
first-
this?
They literally just sent it out, and then these were like the most submitted back answers. The bigger they are, the more
Who's they?
Some I think it was called like Politico or some sort of like political polling thing.
We should just slap them right across the face.
One of my favorite things that we should be celebrating is James Bond, who is a fictional British character.
Isn't Ed Sheeran? Ed Sheeran is not. Correct me if I'm wrong. Ed
He's
Sheeran is not American.
no, he's English.
Okay, I was like, am I taking crazy pills here? Is Ed Sheeran not born in the USA? And that's fine. I love Ed. You know, me and Ed get along great, but that's not the point here. I guess maybe that is though. At the root of it, it is our freedom to allow Ed Sheeran onto this map of the United States. I also see Hawaii and Alaska did not make the cut. And
Yeah.
are you more for the maps that just do the lower 48, or are you more for the Hawaii, Alaska?
I like
added
to
in
have
there?
Hawaii and Alaska in there because it's fun to see when it's just a regular map. I could care
Yeah,
less
unless
about
they're
them.
exactly where they are geographically. I don't like it when they have like the lower 48 and then they just have Alaska and Hawaii not geographically near where they are at all. They're just kind of on the bottom, kind of like the alternates on the team.
Yeah.
They're like the bench players in this World Cup they're playing right now. They're like the bench players ready to go in, but they're not quite in yet.
I do like when it's like a map of like, here's the most common blank in every state, and then it's like all pretty normal stuff, but then like Hawaii and Alaska's is always like, what's the most common thing eaten? Hawaii's like humans, and Alaska's like whale blubber, and you're like, okay, well I kind of need those outliers.
You know,
I don't know
and
if cannibalism
and
is
that's the
huge in
freedom
Hawaii.
too. But I choose the freedom myself to root for just the map of the lower 48. No offense to Alaska and Hawaii, they just kind of throw off the the congruency,
Yeah.
you
But you
know,
know what
the symmetry.
What I want to celebrate for America 250 is on this map, and that is Jack Black and Cal Ripken Jr.
And that's okay with me. I'm on board with that. Let's rock today. Like Jack Black, he's one of those actors has done just like a lot of like shitty movies that I'm just not a fan of as of late. Like Jumanji just stands out like a sore thumb. And the fact that like Dwayne the Rock Johnson and like Kevin Hart, like he clumps himself together as one of those just tacky, overrated actors. But then I also know Jack Black as, Ned Schneebly in School of Rock.
This is Ned Schneebly.
Yeah, Mr. S. What's his actual name?
Dewey Finn.
Dewey Finn.
Yeah.
And then he's also in Saving Silverman. And it's just like, okay, this guy can go do no wrong. So therefore, he's got a spot on my American little word puzzle thingy majig that they sent out. Be hard pressed to tell me otherwise.
Yeah. Former slaves. Yeah, I thought that was funny. If you want to check it out, I'll post it on something. We'll figure it out. Follow us on all social media platforms. I'm getting back into it. We're bringing our Instagram and our TikTok back.
Oh, it's fine, man. It's summer break,
Yeah.
We're just having a good time. We're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time, is what they say.
Drinking Mountain Dew.
Yeah, what do you think it says about you?
It's one of 5 things. You have a learning disability.
Check.
You used to be an alcoholic.
Check. Still. Present.
Your parents let you do whatever you want growing up.
I'm gonna go with a check.
Yeah. Did I say learning disability already?
Yeah, but it wouldn't hurt to double down. Check.
You have 2 learning disabilities. And I don't know. Something about
I feel like the final one is like you easily get sunburn. That's like the 5th thing about drinking. That's the criteria for drinking Mountain Dew. I just see a person who just has just not necessarily pale skin, but just fair skin that like you get them out on a boat and they have a couple Mountain Dews, on like a 4th of July, 250th perhaps. And yeah, they just get burnt to crisp and they don't care. It doesn't bother them.
I think there's a direct correlation between the number of Mountain Dew ounces you drink in a day and the number of friends you have. When one goes up, the other goes down.
It's an inverse parallel. Yep. So, well, I don't know. I brought it up the other day. Like, I was just kind of joking around, but I was also serious, which, I've been doing that a lot. It just really messes with people's minds. I apologize. I try not to. Anywho, I said like, oh yeah, some Mountain Dew would be awesome. And they thought I was joking. And I was like, the context of the Mountain Dew, I was trying to make you laugh, but I actually like Mountain Dew. Like, that's true. And they just said it was for a child. And I was like, whoa, whoa, okay. You do not disrespect Mountain Dew like that. I mean, they about had a heart attack when I said Mountain Dew Code Red. I mean,
I think any avid Mountain Dew drinker I've known in my life has been a fucking weirdo. So
okay, I guess, and you said a very critical word there. Like, I'm a Mountain Dew fan, and I think Matt, you're a Mountain Dew fan.
Yeah, I like Mountain Dew just as much as the next one. Give me a Baja Blast, and I'll blast in my shorts.
Maybe that was the miscommunication here with my experience, but yeah, I'm not an avid drinker, so you can stereotype those, but God forbid you do it to me. I mean, please.
Yeah, I think like the most Mountain Dews I maybe drank in a week in the last
try a day, brother.
I think like I maybe had like 6 in a week my entire life.
No, that's it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever like if I get into someone's car and they have a case of Mountain Dew in the back and there's a couple of them rolling around on the floor, I am not going to be your friend.
And that's fair. That's your freedom to do so. That's your choice. No, I mean, as a kid, I'd be like, I happened to like, I don't know, be at my grandma's once and she happened to, I don't know, have like a bunch of Mountain Dew and I may have crushed like, I don't know, like 8 in a day once.
Well, it's like as a kid, it was like beers. You were like, I've drank so many sodas today, and it's like, honestly, it probably didn't have that much effect on you.
I remember it was a hot summer day and nothing like, being out on the farm at grandma's house, you know, basking in the prairie heat and
Can't drink
coming
the well
in.
water, so you drink
No, you
8
can't. You
Mountain
do
Dews.
not drink that water. You get sick as hell. That's why you crush 8 Mountain Dews because you get thirsty. You gotta wet the whistle, cool down a little bit.
Yeah, so they said like beer became popular because the water was so undrinkable in London in like the 1500s. Mountain Dew became popular because there was a lot of farmsteads where you couldn't drink the water, so you just had to crush Mountain Dews. But if I give an 8-year-old and he drinks 8 Mountain Dews, he's going to be relatively the same kid. If I give an 8-year-old 8 beers, he's not going to be the same kid.
This is true. You make a really good argument there, and all I can think about is how I'm gonna fight off the temptation to go get a Mountain Dew Code Red after this. God damn it.
But I have actually been, you said I am happy to be here, but I have been going through it the last like week. Been pretty angry, and I found out the things that set me off, and they are very minor. You could shoot me in the head and I'd be like, oh, sorry, I was probably in the way of your bullet. But turns out number one on the list is when people don't yield the right of way on back streets. And then mispronouncing words is one that has just
Matt, we literally do that on the podcast like 6 times an episode.
Yeah, but there's
sometimes on purpose.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. If you want to throw out a Pittsburgh accent, I'm all for it. But if you say the T in the word exactly, I'm gonna bite your head off.
That upsets you?
If you
How do you know?
Because if someone's like, "Oh yeah, that's right," and then they're like, "Exactly,"
dude, you have exactly's disease.
Yeah, and then another one that I don't know how this came up this week, but someone said instead of saying sword, they said sword, and I about lost my mind.
I say sword. Why'd they put the W there? I know it's not right, but they put the W there, and it's kind of fun just to like say it how it's spelled,
Crayon.
That's how I say it.
That's how I
all of these.
That's how I say it. Crayon. When people say crayon, no.
Do you want vodka with that?
Yeah. Do you want a vodka crayon? It's not the same.
I'm gonna start ordering vodka crayons.
Yeah.
See what they say.
You just go into a bar and they're just breaking up crayons to throw in your vodka.
What about project?
That one I'm fine with because any Canadian accent that you do on purpose, and we've been doing like project and battery and garage, like doing those so much that I've almost just started saying them on like instead of saying orange now I say orange. And Florida, I like to say Florida.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jinx.
When people say Italian as Italian, my God, do I
I may have been guilty of this in the past. Yeah. How do you say it? Italian?
Actually, the one that stop.
Italian. Stallion.
Italian stallion. The one that actually had the most recent blow up of mine is someone pronounced the S at the end of Illinois, and we almost came to blows.
I know people who do that.
Illinois.
Mm-hmm. Why'd they put it there?
To basically, you can tell who's a moron and who's not if they pronounce the S in Illinois.
Do you ever forget that Chicago's in Illinois?
I consider Chicago pretty much its own state.
I'm the same way, where it's like
same with like
look
New
at
York
Chicago,
City.
and that's Chicago. Cubs, whatever. New York, yeah, but that's the same name as the goddamn state.
Yeah,
like you don't forget that. Like sometimes you're like, oh shit, Chicago is in Illinois. Chicago's not just a fucking state of their own.
Yeah, well, it's and the same with like big cities like San Francisco and LA and stuff like that. It's like probably the reddest area in the country is north of San Francisco, 10 miles. And so I'm like, I consider San Francisco on a different planet. And I've never been
They sure
anywhere else.
treat it like it.
Yeah, I do. I mean, you go to the Ghirardelli chocolate factory and watch a homeless guy have diarrhea behind it. It's really going to turn you off to eating chocolate.
It's 2 free chocolate factories for you.
Yeah, you get a chocolate factory by that dumpster, I'll tell you that. Also, I found out this week, the classic laptop. I always say laptop and spell it that way, to be honest. I found out there is no P in hamster.
You just said it like there was a P in it, though.
That's how everyone says it. Hamster.
Hamster?
There is no P in hamster.
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 Yeah.
Hamster sounds like a good
New
soup.
Hampster. We should go to New Hampster after this.
I also just assume that everything on the eastern seaboard is just a suburb of New York at this point.
Yeah, I assume you can, with like an hour drive outside of New York, pretty much gets you anywhere from like the tip of Maine to South Carolina.
Yeah, it's like I live in Portland, Maine. It's like, oh, do you commute to New York City for work then?
Yeah, I assume. Yeah, I mean,
yeah. So, not talking correctly, big trigger for me.
terrific. Is that all we got for housekeeping? Episode 306.
You have abandoned casinos on
Oh
here.
fuck! God damn it! I just saw a bunch of like YouTube videos and stuff of people going to these abandoned casinos or casinos that are about to be abandoned. What's going on here, man?
I mean, it's a boom or bust. A lot of these things, they make money and then they're like, all right, we're not making money anymore. We're out.
Just abandon really anything blows my mind when they like leave so much stuff behind.
Yeah. I mean, I like to fall asleep to the show Mysteries of the Abandoned on HBO, where he basically just goes to like a bunch of abandoned things.
Abandoned. Kudos on the pronunciation.
Abandoned. Any word now is just going to set me over the edge.
I notice in the videos that I've watched, like usually the like big tables like blackjack, roulette, craps, poker tables, like those all in the center, all those parts usually of these abandoned casinos are all cleared out. Do they sell those because they're like worth money?
Yeah.
And nothing else is deemed as worth money? Like the fact that you're going behind the bar and there's still like old dusty bottles and like bar stools, and then the lights are on in all of these things, like truly abandoned, not like about to be. Because I saw a video of that, like where they're literally going out of business in like the next week. And, like everybody knew it, but like they just were kind of like, I don't know, come smoke some indoors and play the slots for a while. And people were, it's throwing me off. But the actual abandoned ones, like all the stuff left behind that, and then they go to like the hotel rooms, and the hotel rooms are still fully furnished the way they were before it was out of business.
I think they give themselves like 2 days. They're like, all right, what can we reasonably easily take out that will sell for the most money? And then everything else can stay.
True. Yeah. I mean, I did think of that too. Of like, is it really worth it to just piece this place apart? But it feels like it's interesting and like mysterious and a little creepy, but it also just feels just like so like wasteful.
Yeah, I mean,
let's just file in the homeless people. Everybody grab a bed. There's only 450 rooms here, so
I got big into a Canadian TV show where they did demolitions. It was like Salvage Kings, I think it's called. And they demo buildings, and a lot of times they bid what they're going to demo the building for at their cost, but they get the salvage rights. So they go in there, take anything out of the building they can sell, and like that's their profit. And they did one of like a high rise in Toronto that was a hotel, and it was like every bedding, every bed, nightstand, was still in the room, so they just took all of that to sell. So like it gets whenever it's about to be demolished, like all that stuff gets used. They're not just like, all right, here goes all these beds down when we blow up this casino.
Well, I'm sure some homeless dudes have blown up the toilets in a few of those
Oh yeah,
rooms.
for sure. Because they were going room to room, and they're like, someone's been sleeping in here. We should probably get security in here. It's like, honestly, I don't think you're gonna have to worry about security. You're gonna have to worry about walking in on a homeless orgy for
Yeah.
sure. But
Yeah, you just get that gray poupon jar rolling around, and
why is there a talk radio playing real loud in room 301? All right, let's get into this week's episode.
Okay. Let's party.
A couple World Cup thoughts for you.
nobody cares.
Yeah, can we stop pretending or being upset that America is not good at soccer? Every time we lose out, we're like, oh, we should have won the World Cup, or oh, we should have beat Belgium. No, we shouldn't have.
I feel like a lot of the reaction I've seen from the loss to Belgium is at least from, maybe it's just my algorithm or the people and things that I follow, but I've seen nothing but everyone's like, all right, back to watching real sports, like just trashing on soccer, or like the one where it's like, wow, why do we expect ourselves to win when we like roll out? Apparently, these aren't the best players in America. I could be wrong, but do Americans just bad at soccer compared to the rest of the world?
Yes, because the rest of the world, soccer is far and away the most popular sport, the most played sport. In America, it's fourth. So,
are we still putting out the best people on the field? Is this all we have to choose from?
yeah, it's our best players, and most of them,
Oh, they just suck. Got it.
yeah, it's just they're not good. Like one of them,
Oh, you
one
play
of
for
our
the Chicago Fire? Wow.
yeah, like our starting center back and captain played for Charlotte FC. I legitimately didn't know they had a soccer team.
You had me at Charlotte, dude. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's like, oh, where do they play? It's just like, well, whenever the Panthers aren't using their stadium, they just ask if they can do it on there. It's like, oh, cool. But it's like, yeah, we got to stop pretending that America should be good at soccer. Like,
starting right wing plays for the Minneapolis Loons.
yeah, it's like I'd be a big Loons fan if like tickets were $5 and I could just go gas beers and sing Wonderwall with 20,000 strangers. But I'm tired of this narrative that we should be good at soccer. It's like if it's our fourth most popular sport, let's say you have 4 kids and you give 3 of them the most attention and you expect the fourth one to be good, probably not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, I would tune into the USA games, and then if I happened to see other games on while I was out and about, I would kind of watch. Like it would just weave in and out of like this is boring to this is electric, really no in between. And yeah, the USA Belgium game. So I watched the last 2 games at the same place, and it was cool that it was like packed and like people were there to support. And like when US did score, it was a big roar of the crowd. And you start the USA chant. You can't help yourself, but at least partake in a little bit. But then the whole Belgium game, like you could just tell you're like, wow, these guys are like playing like shit. Like just the goalie trying to kick the ball and he can't kick the ball. I mean, that's his job is to kick the ball, but then he doesn't kick the ball. And you're like, what the fuck just happened? I found myself into a pile of carne asada fries that are out of this world. And so it was a whole plate. Okay. I had barely eaten all day. I had a couple cold ones, so I was just right in the pocket. So my focus shifted from the game right down to the plate of food in front of me. And it was delicious. So I was pretty content. Other people seemed a little upset, but I was good to go.
And see, that's the thing about like when someone asked me like, "Oh, how was watching the USA game?" Literally the first thing I said was the new buffalo chicken wrap at Buffalo Wild Wings is pretty good. Like nothing about the game. Like the goalie missing the ball and then like them just scoring and then the defender also like tripping on himself to not save it is stuff that happens in North Dakota JV high school soccer. Like I had a
You would know. You
Vietnam
would know. You've
flashback.
played there. You've played
Yeah.
there. Okay. This is come from a man who's been there before.
Yeah. And like, I was just like, they're on a different level. We got to stop pretending unless we actually start caring about it to a level that it puts it up there with your baseball, basketball, and football.
Dude, we just need to start recruiting the Messies of the world.
And I mean, we kind of do that too, because there's a lot of like, if you go through, like, they were doing our starting lineup and they like said their name, and 4 of our starting lineup had strong British accents. Our best player, both of his parents are from London. His mom, Bologna or whatever.
Oh, you just said baloney.
Yeah,
and it's pronounced.
Yeah,
And
whatever.
you said it how it's spelled.
Yeah,
just now.
Our striker, far and away probably our best player. His parents both born in London. His mom was so pregnant with him when she was in New York that they wouldn't let her fly. So he was accidentally born in New York City. And so he's just like, I guess I'm just going to play for the United States.
And those are the poopo loopholes we need to expose if we want to go far in this tournament in 4 years or whenever the next one is.
Yeah, and we're not going to. I doubt we make the next World Cup. The only reason we made this one is because we hosted it, so we had to get in.
Yeah, I was about to say that too. Like, you take those 2 factors away, and I would not give a shit about the World Cup. A little bit different down here in Arizona. You know, we're closer to a different border. Okay, few different languages rolling around out in public, and that's fine. But it's not back home, Bismarck, North Dakota style, where it's like, if you went to the right places, you probably could have not watched the World Cup.
Also, you said it before. It's like if a Mexican and an American had a kid and the kid came out to be food, it would probably be carne asada fries.
And that's where my focus shifted. And
Yeah.
I went home happy. I was a happy
Honestly,
camper.
my focus has shifted now to solely on carne asada fries.
Well, we have 28 minutes left.
I do have one other take on the World Cup is everyone feels so bad for Cristiano Ronaldo. He's like 41. This was his last World Cup. He'd never won a World Cup, and he's like the best player of all time, him and Messi. Everyone's like, I feel bad for Ronaldo.
Who does he play for again?
Portugal.
Then they're not in it anymore.
No, they lost to Spain, and everyone was like, oh my God, Ronaldo's last chance. Ronaldo is a very good-looking dude who has made literally billions of dollars.
Now, what's the difference between Ronaldo and Ronaldinho?
Different names for one.
They're not the same person then?
No, Ronaldinho played for Brazil.
Oh, okay.
And then there was also a Ronaldo that played for Brazil, but different from this other Ronaldo who played for Portugal.
And they have nothing to do with Lionel?
Lionel Messi is from Argentina.
Got it.
Yeah.
Where's Portugal? Is that Europe or is that South America?
Portugal is right next to Spain. It's actually a fairly small country. The best part about Portugal is that they took over like a ton of things and they were so small. I'm pretty sure they took over Brazil because they like landed on the shores and they're like, yeah, we have a big army coming. They're like, well, entire country's yours. You can have it. It's like, I don't know how a country like that takes over a country like Brazil.
Because they got their own language, and down in Brazil, they don't speak Brazilian, it's Portuguese.
Yeah.
How does that explain that to me?
Because Portugal is like, we have a huge navy. It's coming over, and then we're going to blow you apart unless you give us your country. And they're like, it's all you.
And then how did Brazil regain independence?
I think Portugal is like, logistically, this is a nightmare.
We are tired.
I forgot my glasses and I have to sail 3 months over to Portugal and 3 months back. Like, bifocals are not easy to come by.
It's kind of like the uncle in Home Alone. If it makes you feel any better, I forgot my reading glasses. You know?
All right, that's all I got on the World Cup.
Who does North Dakota have a bigger boner for as of late? If anyone knows what's been going on in North Dakota. Theodore Roosevelt or Josh Duhamel?
It is unequivocally Theodore Roosevelt.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty obvious, but
Um,
I think given our context, we could agree that North Dakota just and I don't want to say sucks. I want to say a word stronger. Secretes? Could we say maybe secretes? What are you thinking?
I'm gonna say they. I think they like kind of wring out all they can from Josh Duhamel. Like he lives in Minnesota.
Full on.
Full on lives in
Resident
Minnesota.
of Detroit Lakes, Minnesota.
Yeah, it's not like he's gun
And
like
he's like,
yeah, he's
I love North Dakota. I really found a love for Fargo when I became famous. It's like
it,
that. Let's give it. Let's just be like Portugal. We'll just give Fargo to fucking Minnesota. It's
I
zero
love that.
guys.
He's like, I love North Dakota. I'm gonna do all these ads. Like, oh, so you live here? No, I actually live across the border. It is way nicer over there.
Yeah. You know,
But
like Fargo's got the movie name behind it. They're not even. They go to Fargo like for 10 seconds of the movie.
yeah,
They easily could have named it something else, and you wouldn't even Fargo wouldn't even be an afterthought.
yeah. But the Teddy Roosevelt, I was going through pretty much his entire history, and he says he like grew up with all this struggle, and I want to go through some of that struggle for you.
Was his struggle just drowning in pussy or what?
Yeah, his struggle was having asthma as a child. God, not FDR, who's wheelchair ridden, like with an actual disease. He's like, I have trouble breathing after I walk up a flight of stairs. It's like, you know what?
Well, he probably has trouble breathing after getting so much ass too.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, he worked so hard. It's like, yeah, he might have worked hard, but his dad died when he was 18 and left him equivalent of $1.7 million. And it is said that he didn't have to work another day in his life with just what his dad left him.
That's what
And
Teddy's dad left him.
yeah, and then I looked up where he lived in New York City, his childhood home. I looked up on Zillow, and if you were to buy the cheapest house near Teddy Roosevelt's house where he grew up, it would cost $12 million.
And
So
about what year was this?
Like 1868 or something.
That would be approximately $40 million.
No, he got left 60,000. It was worth 1.7 today's money.
Oh,
But if you had 60,000 clams,
I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah, it happens a lot. When I see you looking down, I'm like, well, Jordan's not registering anything that I'm saying right now.
I was trying to do the math.
Okay, but I have a pretty I went through a lot of his Wikipedia page, and I have some gripes.
Go ahead.
So pretty much he grew up in Manhattan, right by Madison Square Garden. So he was probably with asthma, so he was really going through it as a kid. And then he went to Harvard. So still going through it here. And then he got bullied, so he started taking boxing. Good for you. Joined a
bullying
fraternity.
Existed in the 1800s. Man up.
Yeah. Well, he had asthma, so that's basically like tuberculosis.
He literally sounds like a modern day kid right now.
Yeah, and then he went to law school and then said it was irrational and quit. It's like you probably just had to actually work for the first time in his life, and he's just like, I'm out. And then
what does he mean by irrational?
That's what he said. Like, the law is irrational. I'm going to go into politics.
Oh.
And then pretty much everything he gets until he's elected governor of New York is he's appointed by. So he gets appointed to he won an election for New York State Assembly, but like whatever. Um, he lived on the Upper East Side. I'm pretty sure he was like, all right, I just have rich friends. So he does that, and then he gets like appointed to a bunch of other positions. They're like, you should run for mayor of New York City. And he says no because he doesn't want to lose. And then he joins the New York National Guard, which I'm don't know if they were doing too much in the 1880s.
Sounds just like a really organized street gang.
And then his famous Rough Riders. I don't think he said he killed a man with a pistol when they charged up that hill or whatever, but he was riding up the back, rode his horse into a barbed wire fence, and then had to walk up. I'm pretty sure he just shot a guy who was already dying on the ground.
And then just put him out of his misery.
Yeah.
Doing the guy a favor.
Pretty famously hated Native Americans. One of his more famous quote is, "The only good Native American is a dead Native American." And then basically gets done with that. He called the day he killed a man the greatest day of his life. And then when he got done, talk about this might be power move of the century. He got done with military service, and then he went back to New York, and he made everyone call him Colonel Roosevelt or the Colonel.
Not much of a nickname guy, huh?
Yeah, well, he also
Colonel.
He hated being called Teddy.
I can't imagine. That was probably part of his struggles. That's probably why he just came to North Dakota and just went to town.
Yeah, and then get this, like, his prominence, his foray into national politics. He was the governor of New York, got the vice presidency because Garrett Hobart died. So they're like, we need someone to fill in this.
It's pretty effective.
And then he said he wouldn't run again, but then he was like, I'll run again if you don't appoint his successor. So he's like, if Taft's not going to run, I'm not. I'll just run again. Yeah, I don't like Teddy Roosevelt.
Well, thank goodness they just built the Theodore Roosevelt Presidential Library in Medora, North Dakota, which I think had its grand opening recently. If I'm not, I don't know. That's all I've been seeing on my
it's
Facebook feed.
My brother went there and he's like, yeah, we got in line to go to Trump's speech at 6 a.m. and he didn't speak until 2:30. And I was like, that's a full work day you spent waiting in line.
Was it a good speech?
No, like the teleprompter broke and Trump just rambled for over an hour about like nothing of importance.
He's just talking about the bathrooms in Air Force One. Like, let me tell you, the toilet paper.
They said you can't put a bidet in there. I put a bidet in there.
Yeah, President Trump is just giving a 45-minute speech on the bidet in Air Force One and how clean his asshole is.
It's like, okay, what are we doing here? Yeah.
Terrific. Well, they got the Theodore Roosevelt Library out in Medora now. So should we go, Matt, when I come back to town? Should we take a day? Should we take a few hours out of our lives to go check out the Presidential Library?
No.
All right. Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
Did I talk you out of it?
Yeah. Moving on, episode 306.
I have been doing this thing where I bet I've spent 5 hours in the last 24 hours watching nature live streams. I spent about 45 minutes watching this eagle's nest. And I didn't see the eagle once. But
it was exhilarating.
Yeah, it was. I didn't see a single animal actually. Like it was just like a camera hooked up to an eagle's nest, and I honestly don't think the eagle exists because I was pretty locked into it. I have been watching this one. It's just of a waterfall in Alaska. That there's a ton of bears there just eating salmon.
Yeah, you sent
And
me that one.
it is awesome.
Well, I will say it was quite glorious. You know, it was very just like calming, and there was something powerful about it at the same time. I watched it for about 10 seconds, and I just, I felt relaxed.
Well,
I
it's
just
it's all
didn't
you
have the
hear.
time to watch the rest, so I
Yeah.
just spent the rest of my day just pissed off at the world.
Yeah,
So
it's all you hear is the waterfall, and then it like zooms in on a bear just tearing apart a salmon.
yeah, I
Uh,
saw a bear rip a man's face off.
um, then I was kind of thinking because I think it's like an unmanned camera that they just kind of like remotely control.
Yes, Matt. There's not a dude behind this camera, you ding dong.
Well, I don't. Maybe he has to go out there and like change the batteries or something. But I was thinking of what would be some funny things that would show up on the live stream. Um, and things I thought of that would be funny was a hiker accidentally stumbling upon it and getting torn apart by a bear.
That would be great. Or like the caddy from Happy Gilmore just showering in the upstream from the bear.
I thought it'd be hilarious if a canoe was coming down river and just went over the waterfall. Someone deliberately starting a forest fire on camera. Like out of all the acres he could have picked, he accidentally picked the one spot in the forest that has a camera on it.
Or what if you just started seeing like a stream of piss come down, like somebody just picked that spot behind the camera?
Mike, your dong's on camera.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
like kids smoking cigarettes out in the woods, like that'd be kind of thrilling.
yeah, it's awesome. Like just look up on YouTube like nature live streams, and there's like 100 that show up, and you can do anything from live streams at zoos, which is pretty cool, an eagle's nest that definitely has an eagle in it, and then the bear one is like that's like the tippy top. Like there's always at least 3,000 people watching it, and it is usually 1 to anywhere up to like 12 bears just sitting at a bottom of a waterfall just tearing salmon apart.
It does sound quite nice. Yeah, I've done it before where I've been like playing music on a separate device, but maybe want some visual ambiance. So I'll put on drone footage of like mountains and shit. And they literally have they have like 12-hour videos of drone footage. Got to deal with the ads every once in a while, but something to throw on the old telly.
Yeah, it beats not paying for it, you know.
He's not paying for it. What would it be? You know what? You wouldn't be paying for anything as if you were Taylor Swift's brother.
She has a brother.
I think so. Maybe I should look this up. The whole wedding thing.
Is it that the running back for the Lions, DeAndre Swift?
Yes. Yeah. That's how she got into the NFL. That's how she met Travis and Kelsey. I thought so. I thought I heard let's see here. Yeah, okay. She does have one sibling because they said that like in their wedding they didn't have a formal wedding party, and then they said something about this dude being he was like the man of honor or something. That's a little questionable. But I was like, wait, Taylor Swift has a brother? Like, if you are the sibling of somebody of Taylor Swift, as long as your relationship with that sibling is like somewhat steady, I mean, you don't have to do anything, do you?
No.
Yeah, okay. Well, geez, you say that like you're mad at me. I mean, but
No, it's like Taylor Swift is like a billionaire. I've known people that are like, yeah, my brother had a cup of coffee in the NFL, so I don't work anymore. It's like, what?
My brother's the backup quarterback in the indoor football league, so we've made it.
I quit my full.
I'm his manager.
Yeah,
I just was like, you know what? If you just happen to be, I mean, take any very wealthy superstar, like imagine that. Like, of course, like you growing up, you're supporting them. Like I said, if you all get along, but you're supporting them, and obviously you want them to do well, and then they just take off, and it's like, Hey, I hate to hate to be a burden here, but can I borrow a few bucks? Like, come on. It's got to be just redonkulous. I can't imagine it'd be that great though. Like certain parts of it. She's
Yeah.
not making it to your bowling night. You're you and your buddies are in bowling league, you're in the championship, you kind of want the family to support you.
Yeah.
Sorry. She's
I
just,
don't think I
there's
don't think
certain
Taylor's
sacrifices you got to come with this.
I don't think Taylor's gonna be like, yeah, Austin, I felt real bad for you for Christmas I got you a cameo of me. I will
I
I will
have a signed poster already hung up for you in your room.
also this is a voice memo. I'm not actually here. Imagine if like Taylor Swift's like, I know for your birthday, you've been wanting this for a while, but I'm gonna announce the order of your fantasy football draft. So
I will pick out of a hat, pre-recorded. We can't do this live.
yeah. It's just clearly AI.
Doesn't even
I
look
do
like
like
her.
my favorite thing to do is like any new person that's like relatively famous. I like to Google that person's name and then scandal, and then Google AI comes up with whatever scandal they've been involved in. And Austin Swift is relatively clean. The closest he's come to a controversial moment is he stopped security from removing a fan from an Eras Tour concert, and the fan was dressed in full Travis Kelce football pads.
So he put an end to that. He's like, no, they can stay.
Yeah, which is not even a controversy. That's just him being like a dude's dude.
Yeah, it's like, hey, this dude he has full football gear. It's my future brother-in-law. He's plowing my sister right now. He stays. Otherwise, I pull the plug on this whole tour. What if he's just
Did
a
you see-
dick brother?
So Tyler Kolek, I think he went to Marquette, played for the New York Knicks, won the championship. Obviously, he's just a white dude from like Wisconsin, played for the Knicks, and he was celebrating in the parade and got stopped by security and had to convince the security guards that he played for the Knicks.
Like, who the hell is this white boy trying to get in here right now?
Who is this 6'3" white dude that's just behind the barrier celebrating?
Oh, that's all I got on Taylor
Yep.
Swift's brother. Must be nice.
I came up with a new challenge that Bertie Mac and I are gonna do during playoff baseball. It is called the 99999 challenge. It is a team sport. Two players have to finish 9 hot dogs, 9 beers, 9 shots, and 9 cigarettes in a 9-inning baseball game.
That's so aggressive. It's like way too much. What strategy do you go with to accomplish this?
Well, it's a team game, so you get 2 guys to do it.
I know, but like what strategy does somebody like do the cigs and the other does the food, or how does that work?
Um,
The shots and the beers.
honestly,
I mean, you get the 2 right people together. This should be a breeze.
yeah, I think like you open it up with the first inning, you each eat 3 hot dogs.
Okay, I'm following you so far.
And then
Here it is.
you knock down a couple shots after that, and then you just kind of couple hot dogs, beer shots, and then you get to about the 8th inning, and you go outside with maybe a hot dog and a beer, and you smoke 9 cigarettes in the last 2 innings.
Yeah, I feel like you got to get the food early and then finish with the cigarettes. That's a solid strategy. And like hopefully both of you are just craving some cigarettes, like maybe to the point where when you're finishing, you're lighting one, you're just chain smoking on, you're lighting the new one with the lit one.
Yeah.
So just kind of like 2 back to back. Cause what is that? 2 and 4. Okay. 9 cigarettes really could be tough here.
Well,
I feel like everything else not too bad.
I mean, it's 4.5 cigarettes a piece. That's not terrible.
And you're trying to do that in the last 2 innings?
Yeah,
That's so many cigarettes.
You gotta assume there's a pitching change or 2. The last 2 innings are going to take over a half hour.
Here's a question for you. Regardless of whatever challenge, 9 challenge you're doing, what if we get extras?
I think you have to finish it in 9, like extra innings.
Well, the game's not finished at 9.
So
I think
okay.
the extra is just a blessing from God. You can't predict that.
So it's like I get what you're saying. So like in real baseball, when you go to extras, you get an additional challenge. In this inning, in this game, you go to extras, you have to have an additional of everything.
but you get extra time to finish. So like say you're not about to complete the challenge and then, it gets tied up and goes to extras. Do you still get more time granted, but also add one?
Yes. If you're not done, it adds another of everything, but you still have to finish it. So like
Why are you
still
bowing at me? I feel like you're bowing a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. Ohio. Yeah, I don't know. It's a challenge that I came up with today because I was, hey, we should do the 999 challenge. And then I'm like, hey, we should do shots instead. And then I was like, we should also do cigarettes. But I don't want to die, so this should probably be a team thing.
Well, it's funny because you might as well just add another one, the 99999 challenge, where the 9th thing is that you'll do 9 times is take a shit if you're doing this.
It is gonna be Hiroshima the next morning. Actually, it won't be. It'll be bad. I'm making a stipulation because I want it to be a little bit hard. Is that the shots have to be 80 proof or higher?
Just like straight, like kind of like the straight, not the mixed stuff, the straight stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you know who couldn't help you very well in this challenge? Teddy Roosevelt with his gay ass asthma.
Yeah. Teddy Roosevelt. He was
I bet he smoked. I guarantee he smoked. He was chiefing that shit down. And he's complaining about asthma. Well, there's a reason your asthma's kicking up, pal. Because you're banging whores and smoking cigs. That's rough on the body. Trust me, I know.
Trust me, I know from experience.
No, you do not.
Yes, Teddy Roosevelt was a lifelong smoker who favored cigars.
Well, there's your asthma problem right there, you fucking idiot. Sorry, it shouldn't be swearing as much, but here I am.
Okay, this is how bad medicine was back here. In a strange
back to Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, in a strange twist, the 19th century medicine doctors prescribed cigars to him at just 8 years old to relieve his severe asthma.
Was it just like, hey, you know what? Let's kill this bastard so he doesn't have asthma anymore? Was that the thought process?
Sometimes 2 wrongs make a right.
Hey, it'll take care of your hangover. Just getting drunk again. Here you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it works for me. Whenever I'm hungover, I just have a little bit more booze and I feel better. Same thing for asthma.
Just sprinkle a little more asthma on it, and you'll be fine.
It pretty much it's like the dad who catches the teenage son smoking cigarettes, and he's like, "Well, now you're gonna smoke the whole carton of cigarettes." They're like, that's what they did with medicine back then. It's like, I'm bleeding from all of my orifices. They're like, okay, go ahead and drink this gallon of blood. You should feel lots better.
Oh, you got a coffee stain on your shirt? You know what'll help take that out? Some more coffee. Pour it on. You can't tell if there's a coffee stain on your shirt if the whole shirt is stained with coffee. Duh. All right. We want to finish up, Matthew?
Yep.
All right. I got some of a stupid world record, 4th of July. There's like a lot of contests, a lot of events going on. Came across this one where the caption reads, "It's another world record for Bill Clark." Clark nearly doubled the previously set record for decks of cards torn in half of 26 in a minute, clearing the 40 mark. This will be the final world record that Clark will attempt as he smashes a 30-year record. Do these people not have enough things to do? Do these people have too much time on their hands? Hey, honey, sorry, we can't go out tonight because I have to practice for my deck of cards torn in half world record. What are we doing here, man? Look, then it's a very old dude. And they did this like clearly at some like minor league baseball game, which like that what makes the most sense. But you just have these two dudes handing this guy decks of cards and he just mashes them in half. And apparently this is a world record. Matt, I think I know what we need to do.
I did just look up the top 10 easiest world records to beat. Honestly, I think it should only be considered a world record if it's either actually just if it's like useful. Like
This guy, I think this guy was the umpire at the he's dressed like an umpire gear at this minor league game. He's hugging all the players.
honestly, if like your claim to fame is that you can rip cards in half, I'm assuming you're a part-time umpire and consider it your forever job.
WBNG Whopping News.
Oh, that's great. Welcome
Northern
back to
Pennsylvania. Oh, and then the other person who collaborated on that post has 412 followers. Why did this come across my feed? It's just like, we want to piss Jordan off, so we're going to show him some old dude ripping decks of cards in half.
Dude, I'm that my feed is totally just messed up. I catch things way too early. Like for whatever reason, I am like one of 50 members of the Fort Lauderdale Adult Kickball League, like I've told you. But I also found this guy, I think his name is Sam. He's like a 14-year-old kid who sucks at golf. and it's his road to becoming a scratch golfer. And I don't know if you know this about being a scratch golfer, is you get a par on every hole.
Yeah, I gathered that.
And he went and played 9 holes and shot 36 over par. So if you do the math, that is averaging a quadruple bogey on every hole. I'm not downplaying this, but if you give me a putter, I can do that.
We'll be on the lookout. He's probably going to set a world record soon of stupid shit done in an hour. It's kind of like the last 60 minutes of this show.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I looked up the top 10 like records that we could feasibly break, and most t-shirts put on in 1 minute.
Done.
32.
Easy. I can do that right now.
Oddly enough, there's a record for that, and then there's most t-shirts put on in 1 minute with a team of 2. I don't know why you have to have like a 2-man team, because one.
I thought you were going to say most t-shirts taken off in a minute. It's like, wow, that's impressive.
Someone made a longest paperclip chain, and it is 8,290 feet long.
Give me 3 hours. Done.
Longest paperclip chain in 30 seconds is 58 paperclips. That seems
easy.
doable.
Easy. We could get both of those done in a day.
Well, it's like the Robin Big episode when all they do is try to break world records.
No, I would break the one. I would break the 58 in 30 seconds on my way to breaking the 8,000. Like it would just be one continuous thing.
I'm just going to continue to put on
t-shirts. Yeah. Well, as I'm putting on t-shirts, I'm doing the paperclip thing.
You're like a monkey and using your feet to put together paper clips.
You ever see the movie The Paper Brigade?
I don't think so.
It's a deep cut. But in that one, they're always trying to break records, and one of them is on one of those pogo sticks. And they're constantly like tracking this dude. He's just sweating.
I have seen this. That is a deep cut.
It's a good one. I'm gonna have to fire that up later.
Yeah, it's a Disney Channel original movie. I do remember this.
Duh. Hello. That's all I watch, brother. Oh, I watched Project Hail Mary, and they call the other person in that Xenon. Well, he's made out of xenon. He's a xenonite. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We've already had one space star named Xenon. Okay, there's only room for one.
Zoom.
Yeah, if it's not zoom, 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 and my boom, 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 I send it back.
I think I'm just gonna start watching Disney Channel original movies again. I've been watching a lot of
Surprised you stopped.
yeah, I've been watching a lot of Swamp People lately, and my
Not a Disney
God,
Channel original movie.
well, it's close.
Well,
All of their names in the South are so stupid. They're like, we got a new deckhand today, ZZ Latroy, and it's just this fat white kid, and you're like, what?
Yeah. All right, Matt, we better wrap it up. That was episode 306. Check us out on socials. And yeah, we'll get back in the groove. Hope everybody's having a great summer. Matt's off at the lake. I'm going to be back in North Dakota. A lot of things coming up in July. So let's keep having a good time. Thank you so much for listening.